Folks, Siam here. Just thought I'd do another little video. But before that, if you haven't seen this existing video that I put out yesterday, Let the Crypto Weak Hands Panic and Fumble, please watch that first, because this has way more context behind what I'm about to say. And it's something which I forgot to include in this video here. So basically, one of the things I look at are the ETFs. So if you go to, there's two really good charts. So for on-chain analytics, check on-chain is probably the best in my opinion. And then I always look at so-so value. So when we look at so-so value, you can go to the ETFs here and you can see the value of the AUM that these ETFs have. And you can see the inflows and outflows pretty easily. But the important thing is really the amount of Bitcoin that they're buying. So yes, the price has dropped a lot, which is why these, the total net assets has dropped, and 62 billion has really been its peak. But that's because the price has dropped. The thing that I'm more interested in is how much Bitcoin have these ETFs gobbled up. So even with this latest downturn, we haven't had much of a sell-off in terms of the amount that they're holding. So it's gone down a little bit, and some of these things they have to, they ebb and flows. People do redemptions and whatnot, so it's not that bad. Also, we have funny buggers going on with ETFs or new ETFs. But today we've got a brand new inflow of $48 million so far. Sorry, this was yesterday. Sorry, which is interesting. So I wouldn't, this is not doom and gloom. I think everyone's sort of talking like it's game over for the world, because stocks and whatnot. But as I said in my video, I do see this being a very short-lived, temporary, just a risk. It's just short-term risk off. And all it's going to do is exacerbate my, if we go to this, if we go back to my smooth brain bullet points. Where is it? It is here somewhere. There we go. So these are my sort of first principle thinking, basic logic, footsteps that the world will follow into, or the economic world at least. And I've been saying for ages that we are like here. We are literally just before the rate cuts. However, I don't know how to doodle this thing. We are like there. And all that this wobble is going to do is accelerate all of this stuff. Because what's going to happen? Everyone's going to, they're going to accelerate the amount of rate cuts, or how deep, or for, if we're talking about the Fed, which really is the only one that matters at this point, it's going to, speed up the timeline when they do their first rate cuts, and it's going to speed up, the depth of the cuts that they're going to be doing. And then that's eventually going to, cause the crazy stim pumps eventually, sort of 2025 onwards. So we'll see the rate cuts first, then the stim pumps sort of Q1 2025. And then, as I said, you're going to be just more worried about how much money you're making next year. And so if you look at the bigger picture, so on that video I was looking at I was showing you the daily chart, but just look at it on the weekly chart. It's not, first of all, let's look at it on the monthly chart. So these are the Bitcoin fractals. And as you know, every time around the halving, we have a bit of a wobble. But is it really anything to worry about? Nah. We're going to see V reversals across the board. So if you look at the first, or first proper halving after the first real cycle, we had, pretty much identical to what we're experiencing now. We had a nice bottoming pattern. It then rallied hard, and then had a bit of sell-off, a 40% sell-off, and then crazy season. The next halving, we had the COVID one. This was just before the halving, but still, 62% drop from there to there, and then went nuts. Where are we now? We've had a 30% drop so far, and we've got 5 days left. But this is posting one of the best sort of looking halos I've seen in a while, or a low test. So this is nothing really to be worried about. It's the stock market that's just had, it's all driven by the stock market. Everything's had a bit of a wobble. So, and we're already seeing mini bounce backs already with, Tau, Casper, etc. So yeah, it peaked down to 165 for Tau, but we're already back at 255, which is fine. And Casper, again, that's having a relatively nice bounce. I don't like the look at this candle, to be honest, but again, I'm doing nothing. I'm absolutely doing nothing. So, and then going back to ETH Bitcoin ratio. Come on, where is it? My fat fingers. Hopefully we have another stab at this hole. So, yeah. Right. I hope that makes sense, and I will see you soon. Toodles.